Imagine this. A woman in your life is acting completely normal, yet something in her behavior shifts the moment you enter the room. She won't say she wants you. She might not even admit it to herself. But her body, her attention, and her small mistakes reveal the truth she's trying to hide. Machiavelli understood this perfectly. Real desire never speaks directly. It slips through subtle actions long before words. Today, you'll learn the 6 hidden signs a woman shows only when she wants to give herself to you emotionally, but can't bring herself to say it. They're quiet. They're psychological. And once you can see them, you'll never miss them again. Let's start. Here's the first hidden sign a woman wants to give herself to you. Her energy changes the moment you show up. This sign is quiet, subtle, and unbelievably revealing, and yet most men never notice it. A woman may never tell you she's glad to see you. She may never act excited or obvious, but if she feels something for you, her entire energy shifts the second you appear. Not her words, her energy. This is the kind of reaction she doesn't control. The body responds before the mind has time to hide it. Psychology calls this an emotional microshift, a tiny internal spark that appears when someone significant enters their space. Machiavelli would have advised you to watch the reactions people don't plan, because those reveal their truest intentions. Here's what that shift looks like in real life. Maybe she straightens her posture as if she suddenly wants to look her best, and she doesn't even notice she did it. Maybe her eyes brighten just a little, the kind of brightness she doesn't show to everyone. Maybe she gives a softer smile, not the polite smile she uses with the world, but the kind rooted in warmth she's trying to hide. Sometimes she becomes more talkative, almost animated without meaning to. Other times she becomes quieter, but the quiet feels warm, attentive, alive. Some women get shy, some get playful, some get oddly focused, but all of them are reacting to the same internal truth. Your presence affects her. And here's the part men usually miss. The energy shift doesn't always look like excitement. Sometimes it looks like stillness, a calm softness that settles over her. Sometimes it looks like nervousness, a tiny breath she takes when she sees you. Sometimes it looks like she's trying very hard to look normal, even though her heartbeat just changed rhythm. Watch her eyes. Watch how she listens. Watch how she positions her body in the room. People don't change these things for someone they feel nothing for. If her energy warms, softens, sharpens, or quietly awakens when you show up, it means one thing. Your presence matters to her more than she wants you to know. This sign is never loud, never dramatic, never obvious. But it is real, and once you see it, you'll understand exactly what lies beneath the silence. Desire she hasn't put into words yet, but already feels. Here's the second hidden sign a woman wants to give herself to you. She quietly manufactures small, natural-looking moments that place you within arm's reach. Not dramatic gestures, not bold flirting, just subtle openings that look accidental, unless you understand human behavior. A woman who feels nothing keeps her rhythm. A woman who feels something changes her timing for you, gently, strategically, almost invisibly. Watch closely. She slows her walking pace the moment she senses you behind her. Not enough to be obvious, but enough for you to catch up without forcing it. She lingers in a room she could have left minutes ago, pretending to check her phone, rearrange something, or finish a task she already finished. She stands or sits where proximity to you becomes naturally possible, not because it's convenient, but because it gives you access to her presence. Machiavelli would have advised you to study these small maneuvers because people reveal their intentions not through declarations, but through tiny behavioral adjustments they don't realize they're making. She may ask you simple, unnecessary questions. Are you heading out now? Did you already eat? What are you working on? Not because she needs information, but because your response creates a moment of connection. She might ask for your help with something she's fully capable of doing alone, a lid she can open, a link she can find, an opinion she already formed. The task isn't the purpose. The interaction is. Sometimes she places herself in your path without ever looking like she tried, passing by you more than coincidence would allow, choosing the seat near you when others are free, reappearing in shared spaces with no clear reason. These are what psychologists call proximity bids, the smallest, safest ways to say, if you want to approach, now is a good moment. A woman who isn't emotionally invested doesn't create these pockets of opportunity. She doesn't linger, adjust her pace, or search for reasons to speak to you. She simply moves through her day. But a woman who feels that quiet pull tries to place herself in your orbit without looking like she planned it. It's soft. It's intentional. It's her opening the door just enough for you to choose whether to walk through. Because deep down, this is what she's communicating. I won't chase you, but I'm giving you space to choose me. And that subtle invitation, that carefully crafted moment of access, is one of the clearest signs she wants to give herself to you, even if her words remain silent. Here's the third hidden sign a woman wants to give herself to you. Her guard slips for a moment. She didn't plan, and she rushes to pull it back before you notice. Except you do notice, because these flashes of truth are unmistakable. A woman who feels nothing remains consistent. Her tone stays the same, her expressions predictable, her behavior steady. But a woman who feels something real loses control of her emotional mask for a split second, and that slip is more honest than anything she could ever say aloud. Maybe it's the softness that suddenly appears in her eyes when you say something simple. Not a polite softness, a deep, warm shift she didn't authorize. The kind that vanishes the moment she realizes she showed too much. Maybe it's the way she laughs more openly with you than with anyone else. Not because your joke was extraordinary, but because your presence lowers her defenses before she can stop it. Maybe her voice warms, even slightly, when she says your name. Maybe she leans in just an inch too close before catching herself. Maybe she reveals something personal without meaning to, a dream, a fear, a memory, and then quickly retreats back into something safer. Machiavelli would have told you this. People betray their emotions in moments of unguarded honesty, and then immediately try to hide what escaped. That is exactly what she does. She smiles too genuinely. She looks at you too long. She becomes too relaxed, then suddenly straightens, changes the subject, or looks down, as if she's scolding herself for letting you see inside. It's the emotional equivalent of a door cracking open before she slams it shut again. But that 1 second opening matters more than anything she hides afterward, because it tells you. She feels something she's not ready to reveal. She trusts you without admitting it. She is fighting between wanting you and protecting herself. Understand something crucial. This pullback is not rejection. It's evidence of depth. She withdraws because the feeling was real. She softens because her heart moved faster than her logic. She hides because what she felt scared her, not because it repelled her. That tiny moment where her guard falls, that's her heart speaking before her mind can silence it. And if you caught it, even for half a breath, then you witnessed something authentic, vulnerable, and rare. A woman who wants to give herself to you, but isn't ready for you to know it yet. Here's the fourth hidden sign a woman wants to give herself to you. She remembers the details you barely remember saying. Not the big stories, not the dramatic moments, the small things, the throwaway comments, the casual mentions, the offhand details. A woman who feels nothing forgets quickly. Your words pass through her mind like background noise. But a woman who feels something stores your words without trying, because your voice carries emotional weight she can't ignore. Maybe you casually mentioned your favorite drink once, and weeks later she brings it up effortlessly. Maybe you told her about a stressful day, and she remembers the exact situation when she checks on you later. Maybe you shared something small about your childhood, and she repeats it back to you months afterward with perfect precision. Psychology calls this emotional prioritization. The brain saves the information coming from someone who matters. Machiavelli would have said, "Attention is the purest measure of interest," and her attention is surgical. She remembers your schedule, your goals, your tone when something bothered you, the music you like, the little dreams you whispered without thinking. Not because she studies you, but because her feelings make your words important. Sometimes she even remembers things you forgot telling her. She might say, "Did you ever finish that book? Is your presentation today or tomorrow? How did that situation with your friend turn out?" These aren't polite questions. These are investments, small signals that your inner world has become part of hers. And then comes the strongest version of this sign. She remembers your words and turns them into actions. If you mentioned a snack you like, she brings it. If you said you wanted to watch a movie, she recommends it later. If you told her you were nervous about something, she asks how it went. If you spoke about a hope or goal, she celebrates when you make progress. These are emotional cues she doesn't give to everyone. A woman who remembers your details is a woman who's been thinking about you when you weren't there. And the moment she does that, even once, you've crossed from someone she knows into someone who matters. Because no one remembers the small things, unless the person who said them has already taken space in their heart. Here's the fifth hidden sign a woman wants to give herself to you. Her nerves betray her in small, beautiful ways she can't control. Not fear, not discomfort, but that quiet, excited tension that appears only when your presence matters. A woman who feels nothing stays perfectly at ease. Her posture stays the same. Her voice stays the same. Her gestures stay the same. But a woman who feels something real becomes just a little unsteady. The kind of unsteady that comes from wanting to make a good impression. You'll see it in her micro-movements. She fixes her hair when you walk in. She adjusts her clothes even though nothing was wrong. She checks her posture for a split second, as if she suddenly cares how she appears in your eyes. These reactions are instinctive. They happen before she can think. Her voice might shift, a little softer, a little brighter, or a little shaky depending on her personality. She might talk faster from excitement, or slower because she doesn't want to mess up. She may smile at things that weren't jokes, laugh too quickly, pause mid-sentence trying to gather herself, or look away for 1 second because eye contact feels too intense. Machiavelli would say this: emotion reveals itself not in words, but in the slips a person fails to conceal. And nervousness is one of those slips. You may notice she fidgets, touching her fingers, her necklace, her sleeve. Not out of discomfort, but because her body is full of energy she doesn't know where to put. Watch her breathing. It might deepen for a moment. Her chest rises just slightly when she sees you, her body trying to reset itself. The key distinction is this: her nervousness feels warm, open, inviting. She's not trying to escape the moment. She's trying to manage it. She's not intimidated by you. She's affected by you. And here's the clearest truth. People don't get nervous around someone they don't care about. They don't overthink their posture. They don't suddenly become shy. They don't fidget. They don't blush. They don't search for the right words. But a woman who feels a pull toward you, her body reacts the moment you enter her space. It's the nervousness of desire mixed with restraint, a sign she feels something, wants something, but isn't ready to show it fully. This kind of nervousness is one of the purest, most instinctive signals of attraction. And once you see it, you'll never mistake it for anything else. Here's the sixth hidden sign a woman wants to give herself to you. She invests emotional energy into your life without asking for attention, validation, or reward. This is the deepest sign of all, because it comes from genuine care, not strategy, not flirting, not performance. A woman who feels nothing offers surface-level interaction, minimal attention, minimal presence, minimal emotional depth. But a woman who feels something real gives effort quietly, consistently, and without keeping score. Watch how she notices your mood before you say a word. She can tell when something's off just by the way you said hello. She checks on you during stressful moments, not with dramatic gestures, but with small, precise questions like, "Are you all right? Did everything go okay today?" Machiavelli would remind you, real loyalty appears in silent actions, not declarations. Her silent actions speak loudly. She remembers important dates or events in your life and follows up naturally. She encourages your goals and checks on your progress. She celebrates your wins, even the small ones, with genuine pride. She invests attention. She invests thought. She invests care. Not because she wants you to praise her, but because your well-being has become part of her emotional world. She listens deeply, not just to your words, but to your tone, your pauses, your concerns. She remembers your dreams, your frustrations, your priorities, and subtly supports them. She gives comfort when you're stressed, patience when you're overwhelmed, motivation when you lose momentum. And she does all of this without expecting anything in return. That's the difference. A woman who is emotionally detached gives nothing she doesn't have to. But a woman who feels connected to you gives effort freely, because caring about you feels natural, not forced. This kind of emotional investment reveals something powerful. She sees you as someone worth supporting, someone worth understanding, someone worth standing beside emotionally, even if she hasn't said it out loud. When a woman gives emotional effort without asking for anything back, she is revealing the one truth she's too guarded to verbalize. You matter to her, more than she's ready to admit. And that is the strongest hidden sign of all. In the end, everything you've just learned points to one powerful truth. A woman may guard her words, but her actions will always reveal her heart. Not loudly, not dramatically, but through the quiet shifts in energy, the small invitations for connection, the moments where her guard falls for just a second, the memories she holds onto without effort, the sweet nervousness she can't hide, and the emotional care she gives without expecting anything in return. These aren't accidents. They aren't coincidences. They are the silent confessions of a woman who feels something real, something deep, something she may not be ready to name, but cannot fully hide. Machiavelli would tell you this. The truth of desire is rarely spoken. It is lived. And now you know how to see it. You're no longer blind to the signals, no longer lost in guesses, no longer mistaking hesitation for disinterest. You can now read what most men never even notice, the emotional language written in her behavior, not her words. Carry this awareness with calm strength, with dignity, with confidence. Because when a woman shows these signs, she is not testing you. She is trusting you, slowly, carefully, courageously. And if you meet that trust with presence, self-mastery, and intention, you don't just win her attraction, you earn her respect, her vulnerability, her devotion. If this opened your eyes and you're serious about becoming the man who's in full control of his life, my book is now available. The Undeniable Man, Built to be Chosen. It's a strategic guide for men who want to attract, lead, and dominate in their love life and beyond. Whether you're single or in a relationship, no fluff, no tricks, just pure, powerful strategy that will set you apart from 99% of men, and that you will actually use every day. The link is in the description. And if this video spoke to you, don't just keep your thoughts in your head. Write a comment, even just a few words. It helps you remember these lessons, and it might help someone else too. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this content, and share it with someone who, in your eyes, needs it right now. Just trust your instinct. We're all trying to get clearer, more solid inside. So let's build minds that don't break.